Our friend Lauren's hanging out with us around the breakfast table this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
If it helps if I turn your microphone on. I've got too many buttons today. I'm distracted by these amazing cinnamon rolls your mom made.
They are
Thank you for sharing,
quite
by
wonderful.
the way. Oh, my goodness.
I know everyone thinks their mom makes the best cinnamon rolls, but mine actually
I was
does.
going to say, these are unbelievable. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for bringing breakfast this morning.
You're welcome.
And welcome back. So
Yes.
you made a little trip
We
to
made
Nebraska.
the trip to the homeland, to Nebraska, to do sweet corn.
So you were working the land all weekend.
Well, my husband was.
Okay.
I helped once it got to the kitchen. I helped.
Okay.
But I was wrangling the boys so they would not
Yeah.
stomp the corn. But
So I did see some pictures, though. They got to actually pick corn.
they did. They were pretty excited to go with Dad and Papa and pick some corn themselves and then shuck it and then boil it. And Eli wants his little corn. He loves little things. So
Okay. So you wanted a little one.
he got a little one, and they took a solid 3 bites. They were good.
And they were good.
Yeah. But it was a good time.
That corn's like twice as tall as they are. I mean, it's big.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
Did they like pick all day?
No. They picked a solid 2 to 3 pieces each.
Okay.
And they
so
were
they
done.
got the experience.
Yes.
And they're like, all right, Mom, we out.
Yeah. Yeah. They said,
Let's go find something
this
else
is
to
great.
do."
We should do corn every year. This is
Just
fantastic.
go all the way up here, pick 2 or 3 years,
Mm-hmm.
and call it a good day. Speaking of getting up there, road trip wise, did you take any of the tips from last week? The road trip tips?
I did. I went to Dollar Tree and got a few small trinkets. But, Mark, what I learned is you can't give a treat to an upset toddler.
Because the idea was have a bag of treats, and every once in a while you surprise them.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes. If they're angry, it doesn't help.
Okay. If the treat isn't
but if they're
soothe-
just starting to kind of get fussy and they're just starting to,
Okay.
fall apart, you can be like, hey, guess what I have? I have a surprise.
So it takes that mom spidey sense to be like,
Yes.
are we on the edge?
We're on the verge.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I just got some little things. There was like a little plastic skateboard. There was some sticker sheets. But the biggest hit was a Slinky.
Oh, that's been a hit for like decades.
It was pretty cool to see.
That's awesome.
The KLRC Morning Show.
90.9 KLRC.
Ready for some good news?
We are too.
Here's your positive difference story of the day.
All right, Mark, are you ready for a positive difference story?
I'm in.
Got a good one.
Okay.
A bride's best friend secretly came to her rescue when her wedding cake baker canceled at the last minute.
Oh, that is a nightmare.
Does that sound stressful to you? Because it sounds stressful to me.
Yes.
So-
Especially for a bride. Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're already got a lot on their plate.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Diva Wazzer
Okay.
wanted to help her best friend plan her wedding as much as she could because they're both still in law school and finances are tight. So
Okay.
they're on a budget.
So
And
she just wants to come in and be your bestie. And like, I'll help you plan.
yeah, we
Okay.
got this. All the DIY things, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So she decided she would help with the cake. That would be her responsibility. So she reached out to bakeries to see if any of them would sponsor the cake in exchange for social media promotion. So she probably had a following of some type.
Right. To be able to justify it. Okay.
And a bakery agreed. So one less thing to pay for, they had a cake. Well, 1 month before the big day, they canceled.
Oh,
Yeah, they had some family stuff come up, and they couldn't do it.
no. So the wedding's just in a few weeks.
Yep,
And all of a
so-
sudden we have no cake.
So nothing bad on the bakery. They had a family emergency, but
Yeah.
that does put some people in a tough spot.
Uh-huh.
So she says at first she felt panicked and awful, but then she decided to take matters into her own hands. But she didn't tell the bride,
Okay.
which I think is a smart move.
She probably just didn't want her to freak out, I
Yeah,
guess. huh?
didn't want to freak her
Okay.
out. She's already stressed about other things. So she says, you know what? I'm going to do this. They wanted a cake. I'm going to give them a cake because she thought if I tell them, they would just say, we don't need one. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So She didn't sleep much before, and she had baking books on her nightstand. And she says, my entire TikTok algorithm turned into cake tutorials, and I read
Awesome.
every wedding baking blog I could find. So she's doing all this research.
Wow.
So she claims to be a passionate home cook,
Okay.
which I
So she's got a
identify
bent
with.
towards cooking.
She likes
Yeah.
cooking, but she never made a layered cake before, much less a wedding cake. So this
That's
is
pretty gutsy to
this
be your
is its own
first time.
beast, for sure. It's
Okay.
not. It's not something that you make every day.
Yeah, yeah.
So she decided she's going to go at it, and it took her about 2 weeks.
To make the cake.
2 weeks to make the cake. The top and bottom tiers were flavored with strawberry, one of the bride's favorites, and the groom's favorite was lemon in the middle tier.
Okay, so very thoughtful.
She said, I made lemon curd, strawberry jam, and everything else from scratch for the wedding.
Wow.
So she made this cake.
Okay.
It's good. But then she has a 10-hour long trip to the wedding.
So you have to transport this
You
cake?
have to transport the cake.
10 hours. She is gutsy. Okay.
But it made it. It made it to the wedding. And she says, I waited until after the cake cutting ceremony and pulled the bride aside to tell her. She said she was in complete shock.
I
Isn't that
bet.
sweet?
How cool, though, to be able to then share that surprise.
I mean,
Especially if you've seen, okay, now everybody's eating the cake. I'm sure it probably got
no
raved
one's
from
spitting it
years.
out.
Yeah.
Everyone's raving.
And like, hey, now that the wedding's over, you can catch your breath a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's a true friend right there.
That's pretty awesome. That is our positive difference story of the day.
Real people, real life. The KLRC Morning Show. 90.9 KLRC.
Way to go with the big coffee mug today.
Thank you. I
a good
feel
call.
like today is a good day for a big cup
Big
of
old
coffee.
cup of coffee. Spoken like a true mama.
I can feel it hitting my system, and it feels
Like,
so good.
I'm awake.
My eyes are a little bit brighter. You know,
Uh-huh.
my shoulders are setting back. I
know.
feel good.
It's good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I have an idea this morning. I want to.
Okay.
This might be kind of a fun way to put into practice. A couple of weeks ago, one of our pastors was sharing on a Sunday from Psalm 105. We've been going through the Psalms this summer, and there's a little part in Psalm 105 where it's talking about God and the things He's done, and it says, "Remember
Yes.
the wonders that He's done."
Yes.
And that remember thing is all throughout the Bible, like because I think God knows we're going to forget and get distracted. And he was talking about two kinds of God did it stories that we need.
Okay.
Okay, we need to remember the God did it stories that are recorded for us in the Bible, which are all over the place, and have like those go-to stories, or like, okay, when I'm not so sure, I need to remember fill in the blank story. Okay?
Parted the Red Sea.
Yes.
He can do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Right. And then he's like, then we need our own God did it stories too, to remember those things that He's either done for us, our family, people we know and love, that we can go to as well and remember, hey, like He's able to do this. And if He can do that, then He can do anything He wants to in my current situations. Right? So I thought, all right, I like that. What if we did some God did it stories
Oh, I think that's a great idea.
this morning? And
Kick off your morning that way.
yeah, and you know, maybe they're God did it stories from your own experience. You could share a God did it story if you've got a go-to from the Bible that you're like, man, I just cling to this one. That's great too.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to have to think about this. This
Okay.
is a good question. Do you have an example?
Yeah. So this was one that came to my mind right away. This was probably, well, it was before we brought Ruth home from West Africa. So before her adoption was done, and we were in the middle of all the stuff. And I was in Ghana, and we had like a day that we thought was just going to be a quiet, chill day. And so she and I went and did some sightseeing. We're like a couple of hours from the capital. And I think it was the next day we had to do a big interview at the embassy. And we get a phone call. It's like lunchtime, maybe a little bit after that. Like, hey, we need to do this appointment with her today, and we need to get these papers done in order for you to have your embassy thing tomorrow. Otherwise, everything is off the table.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, we're like a few hours out. And they're like, oh, and by the way, we close like at 5.
Oh,
Like,
oh my goodness.
Okay.
That's stressful.
So we had hired a driver for the day. This guy was awesome. And I was like, dude, can we get to the capital city? Like, we got to be there before 5. I've got to get this paper. And he looked at me and he was like, no. Because this, like, the way
honest
traffic
response.
is going to be.
Yeah.
But then, but he was like, literally, he was like, but maybe God will get us there. So let's try. And I was like,
So was he an
Okay,
angel?
dude.
Was he real?
I know, right? And I'm telling you, and we get out there and like, he became an F1 driver.
Great. Those are the drivers you want.
And the way he navigated things, I mean, it was just crazy because I'm looking at traffic and all this stuff.
Right.
And we're driving for a few hours and I'm, full disclosure, kind of freaking out. Like, God, like, you got us this far and then now
I think that's valid.
this, right? And Ruth had fallen asleep on my lap. And she's sitting in the back seat just with her head. And I remember looking down and having that little, like, just kind of voice in your spirit, the thought in your head. And he was like, I want you to be like her. I want you just to trust that it's going to be okay. Not sit here looking around, freaking out all the time. Just trust me. And it was this moment, I was just like, okay, I don't know that I can.
That's honest.
But if you
That's
can
honest.
help, that's what I want my heart to be.
Yes.
Long before we knew if we were going to make it there or not. Now, fun, cool part of the story is we got there with like a few minutes to spare. They let us in. I mean, it was literally one of those, only God could have got us through because the driver was like, this shouldn't have happened. God clearly intervened on your behalf. And I go back to that story whenever I'm freaking out about stuff because I try to, in my mind, imagine again that sweet little girl laying on my lap, just chilling out, like my dad's got this.
Yep.
These things are beyond my control. So I think I'll just rest in the moment.
The KLRC Morning Show.
90.9 KLRC.
Trying to put this into practice from Psalm 105, where it really challenges us, reminds us, say, remember the wonders that He, and it's talking about God, has done. And we were talking about what are your God did it stories that you hang on to. Is there one that came to your mind?
Yes. One came to mind. And it's fun because sometimes these stories, God does it, and then you're like, well, now I have to tell this story every time someone asks because it just pops up, which is pretty cool. So mine is actually about my house.
Okay.
So anytime someone says like, oh, you have such a lovely home, or, oh, this is a great place, I get to say, thank you. God provided it for us. We did not get this on our own. So at the time, I had just married my husband, and we were living in what I affectionately call the little house. And it was just under 1,000 square feet, and I loved it. I had worked on it with my dad and my husband, and we put a lot of love into it.
Yes.
And it was a sweet, sweet place. But my dad had mentioned that interest rates were really good, and if we wanted to grow in the next 3 to 5 years, that it might be a good time for us to look around.
Sure.
And so we thought, well, we'll just kind of look around and see what's in the area. And then we found this house, and I was like, we need this house.
Like sold right away.
Absolutely. And the funny thing is we were so excited about it because it had a yard. And at the time I was taking my dog out on the leash because we didn't have a yard every single time. So you're standing in the rain with the dog, and you're like, oh, I dream of a yard. So that's what I was thinking about. And this house was just lovely. It really didn't need any repairs and had this beautiful fenced-in yard, a lot more space. And at the time, the market was pretty competitive. And we did the math, broke it down, and realized this was just out of our budget for a monthly payment. And so we said, you know what, we'll just offer what we have. And just say, we're not trying to lowball you here. This is just what we have.
Yeah.
This is all we have. And they accepted our offer at a time when houses were going above asking price.
So it's possible there were even other offers, or at least they could have certainly held out for it.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah, but they accepted our offer that was less than.
Wow. When everybody else is taking
Yes.
market price or above.
So we got to move in, and we're so excited. And then about I would say 5 to 6 months later, we found out we were pregnant with twins.
We're going to need some more space.
So we were all excited about the dog and then found out we were going to have babies, and the Lord provided the place.
So now you had a space that had enough for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's a cool God did it story.
The KLRC Morning Show.
90.9 KLRC, the positive difference.
Recently I had a bad news from a blood test come back, and the doctors assured me, two doctors assured me that they couldn't go back to normal, and that I might have a muscle wasting disease.
Oh, no.
According to that blood test. And 6 days later, my levels went from 10 times the normal down into the normal within 6 days, and they told me, they originally told me it wasn't possible.
Wow.
And they were going to send me in for biopsy. So now that it's in the normal, I'm out of the realm of having to do biopsies. Still don't know what caused it right now, but it's not to where I have to go in for a procedure. So.
Oh, my goodness. That's amazing. What a swing of emotions, too, that had to have been for you.
Oh, for a week I was torn.
Yeah.
So,
and now you've got a God did it story that is almost hard to believe. That's pretty amazing.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for sharing it this morning.
Yes, sir.
The KLRC Morning Show.
90.9 KLRC.
Hearing these God did it stories feels like an antidote to fear, too. When you've got things in your own life, we're like, God, I don't know about this. Feeling anxious about this. And then you remember, just like Psalm 105 says, to remember the wonders that he's done. And so we've been sharing these God did it stories. You shared that really cool story about how you and your husband got the house. Like, it probably shouldn't have happened the way it did. And God totally just smiled on it and said, hey, I
just
have this
provided
gift and I'm going to provide in a way that should have probably not happened in that way. You can join in too this morning if you want to share your own God did it story. 800-909-KLRC.
I placed a baby girl for adoption back in the 80s, 89 to be exact, and about 10 years ago, or maybe 11 years ago, I woke up to a Facebook message notification that asked if I was the Carrie that placed a baby girl for adoption at the Lighthouse. She said she was looking for her birth mom.
Oh, wow.
And I was the one that placed that baby girl with that name at the Lighthouse back in 1989, and she found me by the help of her adoptive mother. And we've had a great relationship. I've got to see her get married. My kids love her. My family loves her. She loves all of us, and it's just been wonderful.
Wow.
So God did it.
That's such a sweet story. I love that she looked out for you and reached out, and you weren't even looking. That's so cool that God orchestrated that. And with Facebook, you can do anything with Facebook these days.
Oh, I know. It's amazing because the Lighthouse had caught fire and the records were burned.
Wow.
So she couldn't find our names, and finally, and it was a closed adoption, I guess. And so the attorney didn't give our names out, but finally she bugged him enough. And I wrote her a letter before she was ever born and said, if you would like to find me, I'd love to be found. And if you don't, I understand that too. So God had a plan.
And he worked out a beautiful story for you guys. That's pretty awesome. Thanks for sharing it.
Yes, thank you. I love listening to you guys in the morning and on my way home in the evening.
We appreciate that. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Happy birthday!
This is just so exciting.
Let's keep this party going.
This is your birthday song. It isn't very long. Hey, happy birthday!
All right, so time to celebrate some birthdays this morning. The Marketplace Grill Birthday Bash. Wow, the randomizer's going to have it easy today.
Okay.
One name.
Sweet.
Anna Kate Masechko.
Okay.
Okay. So happy birthday, Anna Kate. I think we've got her on the line. Good morning.
Good morning.
Anna Kate, do you have a birthday today?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. How old are you turning?
9 years old.
9 years old.
That's pretty awesome.
Congratulations. Well, here at KLRC, we drew your name, and you are the winner of the birthday bash.
Thank you.
You're welcome,
You're so
sweetie.
welcome.
I wanted to ask, are you doing anything fun today for your birthday?
Yeah, I'm going to go to Target and Barnes & Noble.
That sounds like a great day.